Greetings from Australia. My name is Zachariah. I always delight to talk about the truth. This is because it is here I found the greatest challenge in my life that hitherto I've been living, and I've been mentioning the word truth just as somebody who is passing through something. And as I've said it a few times, it is just about 6 years ago when I started thinking deeply about the truth. And I realized that the truth is far, far, far beyond my thoughts. And I discovered that no matter what you say, no matter what you do, somebody will ask, is it true? That is the general question people must ask, is it true? And no matter what you give, there's no level of sacrifice that you can make that somebody will not ask, is it true? So where does the word true come from? Where has it come from? It is because everything is hooked to the truth. And I have repeatedly said, and I will keep repeating it, that everything created in this world is basically defined by its truth. Whether it is a living thing or it is a dead thing. We call it lion because it reflects the character of that particular animal. The truth in that animal reveals itself as such. And so we're able to call that animal a lion. If we call anything with any particular name, the desire and the design is meant to reflect the very nature, the very, very characteristic of that particular thing. And that characteristic, that property, that attribute of that thing, whether it is living or dead, as I've just said, is the truth about that particular animal or non-living thing. So we are coming out of it and to say that of the 8 billion people currently estimated to be in the world, there are 8 billion truths. We just have to accept it like that. So I will go through some of these things again that are before me. Why? 8 billion people equals to 8 billion truths. Therefore, we cannot define the truth that is at our human level. Why? Again, because of the uniqueness of every individual in this world. If these 8 billion people were allowed to live freely, each will have his or her own perspective of the world. And then you can imagine the kind of chaos that we will find ourselves in, or the kind of solutions that we'll find ourselves in if all of us are allowed to express ourselves the way we are and according to the truths that define us individually. We can only imagine it. So I'm saying this just to emphasize on yet another vital thing. We are unique in this world. Happy are those who have come to terms with who they are, how they are, why they are, where they have come from, why they are here on earth, and where they are heading. And they are set to prepare to answer all those questions exactly as precision demands. That the most comfortable people we can be with. because their line of thinking will be different from any other. So I want us to have this. The rise of nations, the rise of unions, the rise of organizations, religious groups, countries, or even continents has always been consequential to the disappearance of most other people's truths. The fact that we have a common dialect, ethnicity, language, or tradition never means we are the same, because everybody has his own what? Unique future. So how can we describe this? But many in one. That is, that unifying factor. At all times, we are diversely unified to form a particular entity, or similarly disjointed to create or enable wars and all forms of utter destruction against our real or perceived enemies in this earth. That is why, whether we come through the religious perspective or we come through the political perspective, or we come through the economic perspective, you will discover that the world is constantly at war. Some of the wars are too obvious, while some are so hidden that it will take a level of search to discover that these wars are going on. In fact, in some places, in some places, the entire environments are saturated with gunpowder. And at any point in time, there will be explosion. And it is real. And don't be surprised, even where you are, it's exactly like that. Even when there is seemingly a kind of rest, nobody is troubling one or the other. We just have to have that at the back of our minds. So we are constantly at war, either because we appear to be similar in the sense that we could be Australians, we could be Nigerians, we could be Africans, we could be anything. But then that does not mean we are one. We are disjointed, we are separated. And that separation paves way for all kinds of hatred to abound, which can always lead to catastrophe. So that is worth nothing for us to go forward. So to talk more, at all times, we are diversely unified to form a particular entity or similarly disjointed to create or enable wars and all forms of utter destructions against our real or perceived enemies. Why are they called perceived enemies? Because we think they are the problem. But in real sense, you are the problem. We are the problem and not those people who would perceive them to be our enemies. So mark that. There is no fence between the truth and untruth to stand on for dual practice. The side we choose to be, whether it is the truth or deception or untruth, determines where we want to be or be productive. There are outcomes, certainly. So whether we choose to be on the side of the truth or on the side of the untruth, never negate this reality. The consequences must emerge. Now, those in the truth are diametrically opposite to those in lies. Hence, they are being hated. The truth bearers are the light of and souls of the earth. Hence, they are hated the more. It is impossible not to shine once the truth is believed upon and we abide in it. And one more important thing, we must all stand before the truth. when our earthly lives are over. Let us not be deceived. Whether we choose to believe it, accept it, demean it, play around with it, neglect it, it doesn't make any difference. It's just like death is certain before each and every one of us. It is inevitable. It is just us. Every one of us must breathe the air, whether we like it or not. Otherwise, we'll cease to exist. So it is that at the end of the tunnels of our lives, we must stand before the truth. And what will it be? Did we hear the truth? Did we give chance to the truth as it was speaking right in our consciences or through our consciences? And for those of us who have managed to destroy our own consciences, the subconscious was speaking. And for those of us who have managed to destroy even the subconscious in order to remain in evil, the subconscious was speaking. At any point in time, there is something linked to our consciences that are speaking. So the question will be, when you heard that voice, what did you do? So let us not follow after those who brag here and there is no God. Well, I'm not concerned about God or all those things. There's no God, this and that and that. That is not my concern. But my concern is that we will all stand before the truth that we downplayed, that we neglected at the expense of our own truths. We will stand before that particular truth, and all our truths will be judged in the light of that particular truth. How will it be like? So I'm about to introduce something. Please, it is just a tag only, but there is a purpose for it. I call it Truth 101. So what makes up Truth 101? Not the following. Know yourself truthfully. Understand yourself truthfully. Examine yourself honestly against a set standard not met or formed by another person or any other thing created. Just make sure when you are trying to really look into yourself, when you are trying to actually study about yourself, when you are trying to actually ask genuine questions about yourself, don't go by what human beings have spoken or they've not spoken, but ask genuine questions. And until you answer them, that will tell you who exactly you are. It will help you to know exactly who you are. Judge yourself in the appropriate court of justice, not founded by humanity, and accept the verdict. You know what? If I stand before people that I might have done them good, they will vindicate me. If I stand before people that I've done them bad, they will really condemn me. So where will I stand? Let me go back to myself again. Let me judge myself. Let me stand before the right court, not made by human hands, but the court that is supreme, the court that we can call here the truth. And let the truth judge me. Let the truth examine me. Let the truth, bring out exactly who I am. Let the truth judge every single motive that is behind every good act that I've demonstrated, and see if there's no evil in me. And then whatever the truth says about me, let me accept it. Let me not run away with it or run away from it. And let me not downplay it. Let me be honest with myself in accepting the verdict. That will take you and me further. And that is part of what I want to say Truth 101. Another quality of Truth 101 is accept yourself truthfully. Whatever the verdict, accept yourself truthfully and truthfully in obedience and willingness to the truth. Submit to the truth higher than your own truth. Remember that no matter our engagements, we reflect only that truth we are made of, that which presents our unique nature. Permit me to repeat this again. When we would have judged ourselves in the appropriate court of justice, not met by man, not guided by man, not formulated by man, the principles are basically the outflow of the truth that is higher than our own truth. Then what should we do? We should accept ourselves truthfully and in total obedience and willingness submit to this truth that is higher than our own. That is exactly what I'm trying to say. But I also want to remind us that no matter our level of engagement, like some people will say, I'm a multitasking person. No matter how many things you can do, there's one thing that defines you in all of these numerous things that you can do, the truth about yourself. And mark that one, it helps you. So you may do 20 billion things, but mark you, the truth is what actually defines you. And whatever comes out of you is a reflection of the truth, your own truth that is in you. However, in Truth 101, we want to now cast our own truths below and imbibe the truth that is higher than our truth. And I think this is one best option we can go for. Now, live truthfully. Having now deliberately, willingly, obediently accepted the truth that is higher than ours, then the choice we can exhibit next is to do what? Is to live truthfully. Always think, always tell, and always do all in the truth. In other words, let the truth help you address even your thoughts, let alone what you say or what you do. At some point in time, when I started imagining this, to be frank, I became helpless. Allowing the truth to see what goes on in my mind, allowing the truth to hear every single word that I speak, to allow the truth to guide me in my own actions. How will it be? And then let us assume that those who have come to believe in the truth, we all follow the same pattern. What will happen in the institutions that we occupy, in the offices that we occupy, in the marketplaces that we go, on the roads when we're driving? Each time I say the roads, this is one of the most common places, the commonest places that I find myself breaking the rules all the time. And sometimes I'm afraid. So sometimes I feel, what can I do? However, when the truth is awakening me, the desire is that I should respond. I should grow in this particular nature. I should be conscious that the truth is desirable in my life and that the truth wants to manifest itself in every details of my life, not to my detriment, but towards making me a better person, And I don't want to hesitate, despite my like a dice cup attitude. I don't want to hesitate because if I mess around this particular opportunity, it will be fine with me. So the best thing to do is to yield to the truth, is to submit to the truth, and to do it joyfully with all my heart. And I believe this is the way forward. Permit me to wrap up with a place in the old book. Our Creator says, "Who may abide in my presence? Who may serve me?" These are the categories of people who can achieve this or can go about this. Those who walk blamelessly and do what is right and speak the truth from their hearts, who do not slander with their tongue and do no evil to their friends, nor heap shame upon their neighbors, in whose eyes the wicked are despised, but who honor those who fear Yahweh, who stand by their oath, even to their hoard, who do not lend money at interest, and do not take a bribe against the innocent. Those who do these things shall never be moved. May this be your portion and my portion, or the truth bearers. Thank you.